Okay, so the dude is having an issue right now. So okay, I said before my guy makes tons of lasagna during the holidays. Like that's his big thing is he makes a bunch of pans of lasagna and he gives them out as Christmas gifts. So he gave one to my dad for Christmas. Yes, Lady Night, the suspense. So he gave one of his pans of lasagna to my dad for Christmas. We had one of the small pans last night. You know, we cooked it up and so we ate half of it. And then he had a few extra pans in the fridge. Hey, Sherry Bug. And so he called to say, yeah, he goes, the pan of lasagna that I brought that I, you know, that he's bringing to a friend in Rancho Santa Fe is the wrong one, so he's upset. Hey, music. So yeah, so he says, so it's the wrong lasagna because that's the half of lasagna that we ate last night. We're not giving somebody half a lasagna. Hey, Judy. So he's like, okay. He says, I guess I'll have to make 2 trips to Rancho Santa Fe. Oh, Lady Night's got to check the food. And so I was like, okay. And so he hung up. I'm like, okay. So I started the chat again. And then he called again, like 5 seconds into my chat for part 2. And he said, he goes, what are you doing right now? And I was like, I'm doing my live chat. He's all, how long is that going to last? I'm like, I don't know. I thought I'd be on for like an hour because like I just started a half hour ago. He's like, oh well, I thought you could help me, but I guess not. He's like, goodbye, because he's so upset that he brought his wrong lasagna. So I think he was thinking that maybe I could like catch up with him and drive the correct lasagna or something, because he was like, well, we have to find where the other lasagnas are in the fridge, and I'm like, I haven't touched the other lasagnas. So yes, when he makes mistakes, it's always my fault somehow, because according to the dude, he is infallible. And he's never sorry. So anyway, I was talking about my Shira cards. So those of you who didn't see part 1 and 5 seconds of part 2. All right, Lady Night is back. I got these Shira cards from Argentina on eBay, and these were the backs of the cards. And so, like I said, there are like 36 cards or something like that. So it's A through H, and there's 4 in each letter. So like 4 A's, 4 B's, 4 C's, 4 D's. And there's a game that you can play. It's like a little kids game that you can play, but I'm going to use them as oracle cards. But it basically has a lot of the main characters from Shira, and I was like a huge Shira fan. And I'm sad I don't have my Crystal Castle or my Shiras anymore, or I used to have Cowl. I used to have like the like Shira mask, and it had the little pink sword, and it had like a little pink shield, and it had like the like gold wrist cuffs and everything, so I could be like Shira. But anyway, so it has like the name of the character up the top, so you have Mermista, and then it just kind of says a little bit about them. It's in Spanish, but like this one says, this is the friend of Shira, and she dominates the waters. And Libra Princess, hello! And then you get like one of the Shira Joker cards. And then you have the Twidgets. And basically it just says that they're like keepers of the forests. And of course you have Catra. One of the... oh, when she wears the mask, she becomes like a cat. So yeah, she becomes Catra. So yeah, they're really cool. And witchcraft lovers probably won't be talking as much watching Heartland with my Nana. Oh, well, good to see you here. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. And I think that, you know, you can kind of derive some of the stuff from like it's saying who this person is or who this character is. This is grew up on Shira, so this is so cute. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know, I think it's adorbs. And I literally had all of these characters like growing up. Like I had all their figurines. Like I remember when I got gosh, where is she? I may have already passed her. Ah, Frosta. So I remember when I remember when my dad got me the Frosta character. It was right after I got my booster shots at the hospital, and my dad said if I didn't cry, we could go to Toys R Us. And so I didn't cry with my shots, and he said because I was a big girl, I got to go to Toys R Us and I got to pick out one toy. And so we went into the Shira section because that's all I loved. Well, Shira and Scooby-Doo, but you know, so we went into the Shira section and I wanted Frosta because I didn't have Frosta yet. So I remember that was a very special doll to me because it meant that I was a big girl now. Like, I don't cry anymore. This is, yeah, I had some of the action figures too, and the big pink castle, the good old days. Yes, I had the crystal castle. I had like the giant swan that like Shira and Bo could like ride in, and it had like a little harp on the back, like you could literally play the harp. So yeah, and I remember oh, did I get her? No, I got the one with the fire. Was it Castaspella? Do I have Castaspella in here? I think I have Castaspella. Yeah, Castaspella. I remember getting her for my what birthday was that? It's my 5th birthday? My 5th or 6th birthday. Yeah. But I remember getting that from one of the girls that lived upstairs in my apartment, and I was like, yes. This is that's awesome. I never had the swan, but I remember the ads for it. Yeah, I had the whole setup. I was like, and it would have all these adventures, and I would bring in my Shira sometimes, or sometimes I'd bring in my giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, because somehow I'd mix my I'd mix my Ghostbusters with my Shira, because you can do that. Says, how was everyone's Christmas? Mine was good. I mean, I think most of the event like crazy stuff happened on my dude's side of the family, not really my side of the family. Like usually we have our what we call a family therapy session during Christmas, which everybody just like lets out all their emotions and da-da-da, but everybody ended up having just like really good conversation and talking about really positive things, which was kind of cool. A lot of people just sharing stories. Wasn't really a lot of people there because my family's shrinking, but it was, you know, my dad, my stepmom, because it was at their house. My aunt came over from Vista. My uncle came over from like down the street. And then after we finished dinner, we got a phone call from my cousin. My cousin, he's got a lot of problems. So he was really drunk when he showed up, and he brought a friend. Interesting fellow that he brought with him. But it wasn't like a problem or anything. I mean, other than being like completely wasted and continuing to drink at the house, like I don't know, it wasn't anything bad going on. Like everybody was just kind of talking and hanging out and having fun. But it was on my dude's side that like all the action was taking place. Little brothers, especially little brothers that are dirt balls like my dudes. Let me see if my tea is cool enough to drink. So I will share this story. Okay, here we go. So on Christmas, we always go over to my boyfriend's parents' house. Like we've kind of done that. I mean, even when the dude and I were just friends, like, because we were like friends for 6 years before we started dating, and I've known him since like the year 2000, so it's like 19 years now. But every Christmas we always used to do a gift exchange. So after we started dating, the gift exchange then occurred at his parents' house, you know. So so we go over there, we open up gifts. This is my dinner has arrived, so I am here listening. Hey, no problem. Okay, so I was just looking at a text from the dude, so I will speed up my story. I'll do a quick healing and then I'll finish my chat, because I think I need to help him out with that lasagna fiasco. So his little brother was in rare form. You know, we went over to go open presents. You know, we brought his older brother over who was staying with us for a few days. Like he showed up on the 23rd or 24th. Yeah, 23rd. Yeah. And we go over there. Everybody's opening presents, da 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 da. And then his dad turns around and says, like, oh, you're not opening your presents. He's talking to my boyfriend's little brother, who's like 33, living at the house and hasn't had a job since 2005. And used to sell drugs to my high school students. Actually still sells drugs to my high school students. Because sometimes I see them over at the house and they're doing like drug deals. Anyway, so he he's like, oh, I didn't want to interrupt what you guys going on over there. And by the way, he's never bought gifts. My boyfriend said like his whole entire life, like he's always just had his mother buy gifts and then put his name on them. So it appeared as though he gave people gifts when really he could care less. But he expects you to buy him a gift, and he will always complain that what you buy him is not good enough. It's not expensive enough, or it's not what he wanted, or, you know, because he's a dirtball. So people just buy him stuff like pens and chapstick and t-shirts and stuff, like stuff that he can't really sell for drugs. So his dad's like, oh, you know, open up your stuff. So he starts opening up his stuff, and the first thing he opens is from his older brother, and it's a book on basically how not to be a loser. And he's like, oh, I really appreciate people who pretend to care, because all I really ever wanted was a brother, and you guys were never brothers to me. You guys are all a bunch of a-holes. And so then they start cussing at each other, the older brother, the little brother, and then my boyfriend. And there's like a yelling triangle of them telling him what a piece of crap he is, you know, that basically, you know, you're just waiting for dad to die for the money and da 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 da, because he is, because he was, as soon as his mother died, he's like, when do I get my inheritance? And his father's like, oh no, Nate, you have to wait for me. I have to die too. He goes, I have to wait for you to die too. He's like, this is bullshit. Like, he was like so upset. Because he was like, yes, as soon as mom dies, like, I get money, you know, and now he's mad that he doesn't get his money. So he's trying to mooch off his dad. Yes, family. This is a basic book on not being a loser. Where do I get that book? I have a dirtbag in my family too. I'll ask his older brother Chris. I'll ask Chris where he got it. I'll let you know. This is, oh geez, this guy sounds toxic. Yes. This is OMG, family, just gotta laugh it off. I know, I'm like, well, this is awkward, uncomfortable. You got the freaking yelling triangle going on. And their dad, who completely blocks all of that out, is like, wow. He's like, this is really good coffee. He goes, hey, Tara, look at all those presents, while there's yelling going on. And I'm like, this is so awkward. Like, I'm used to my family being crazy, but it's awkward when you're in the middle of somebody else's family being crazy. So family. So then, yeah, you know, I had my, you know, family thing, and it was fine. And, you know, afterwards I went to go see a friend of mine that I've known since high school, and I've always, like, I never call before I show up. Like, she always just knows I'm showing up on Christmas at some point around somewhat the same time. And we do like a gift exchange. It's been our thing since like I was, I don't know, like 16 years old. Yeah, so I did that. I said, read somewhere, smile because we're family, laugh because there's nothing you can do about it. Exactly, pink skies. And so when I got home, the dude's older brother was already home. Well, his older brother and his father and like little brother and a few other people, they went to go see the new Star Wars movie, and he was kind of like complaining about it. He's like, da 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 da. And then he's like, oh, he's like, Brian, I need to tell you what Nathan said. Says putting up some strong protection shields for sure when going near family. For sure. Did do that. So he's like, okay. So he's like, he says, Nathan tells this to their dad, and their dad is like, believes him. He's like, well, Nate told me the reason his life has turned out the way it has is because he had a really rough childhood. And Brian's like, really? His older brother's like, really? Because he got whatever he wanted, and like he never got disciplined once, which is probably why he's turned out the way he is. Like, you guys just cover for him all the time. You bail him out of jail when he needs bailing, like, and just like pretend like nothing happened. or when he like, you know, got his third DUI, flipping his car upside down and injuring other people, but then imagining it was the other people's faults and not his, even though he blew a .6. He could have died. He had 60% blood alcohol content. Yes, they're enablers, like huge enablers. And next door is a retired police sheriff who won't say anything because those people are like his friends. So yes. Anyway, so so there he now says the reason he is the way he is and he can't get a job is because my boyfriend used to torture him by handcuffing him to the stairs and pouring salt in his wounds. That's his new story. And the father believes him because he's like, well, I have to believe him because if I don't, then I have to accept reality and make him get a job, and that's just too hard. So he'd rather accept a weird lie that probably came out of Die Hard, the movie, than, you know, to accept reality, because that's like the enabling that we have going on there. So he's like, oh yeah, so that's the reason he is the way he is, and we have to just keep enabling him because he had a hard life because his brother used to torture him and handcuff him to the stairs. And it's like, yes. And so it's like, and Brian's like, my older brother lived in that house till I was 16 and a half. And he was like, Chris would have seen something. Oh, forgot to say Happy Yule. Yes, Happy Yule to you as well. So anyway, like I said, he had all the eventful stuff. I did not. I'm fine with that. But okay, this is the layers of denial goes deep. It sounds like, oh yes. That's why I have a hard time talking to people who are like, okay, I like to consider myself on a different dimension. Like sometimes my brain is like, and I'm not on planet Earth, right? But but when people are not on planet Earth on purpose because they refuse to believe like reality, like what's in front of them, like I have a hard time talking to those people. like if I tell you the sky is blue and you tell me it's yellow, like like to me, I don't know, I have an issue when people or when people like dance around your questions. Like the dude will be like, so when are you getting Nathan a job? And he's like, did you see what the Chargers did in their last play? I thought they did really good. Like literally that's what they do. And I'm like, that drives me insane. As a teacher, that drives me insane because I don't like when students talk like that. I'm like, just straight and narrow, please. It says, yeah, that's a whole other level of disconnect. Yes, yes, yes. It says, I'm listening to I Don't Work Here stories on YouTube. Reminds me of that. Great stories. Yes, I don't work here. Okay, so unfortunately this is gonna be a short live chat because I have to go help out my dude. Yes, Rachel, like makes me insane in the membrane. But I wanted to pull a card for you guys, you know, leading into the new year. I'm gonna be doing Ethany's like 31 days of tarot thing for January, so I can't wait for that. Barbara said, OMG, you have lots of family drama like me. My family is crazy and spending Christmas with them. Hold on. Woo! Is always crazy. Yeah, gaslighting and people being vague is so frustrating to be around. Oh, yes. So yeah, so all my videos for January, they're gonna be all of like Ethany's little videos. But yeah, let's do a quick reading for us for January. We'll do a little healing and then I'll send you guys on your way because I know a lot of people are still really busy this time of year and, you know, going into the new year and everything. So I thought that might be fun. Let me look back. It says, I was in the kitchen a while back. Will you do a walkthrough of the Shira cards? Sure. And I'll make sure I do like an actual like full review of the cards as well. But anyway, so those were the box. And like I said, they have the name of the character here and they have like the letters for the game that you play with it. And then in Spanish, it just tells you who that character is. But yeah, like you have Cowl, you have the Shadow Weaver, you know, you have Madame Raz. But it's, yeah, it's basically all your major characters from Shira. I got it for $5 on eBay from Argentina. I think it was also like $5 shipping. So total $10, but you know, I don't mind. I like Shira. Oh, yay. There's Encanto is, what was the name of it? Was it Jewel or Crystal? Something like that. My older sister would always make me a glimmer so she could be Shira. That's funny. I always made my brother like part of the horde, and then I was Shira so I could like beat my little brother up. What did y'all do for Yule? Well, I decided just to do like a little bit of altar work. I was just mainly keeping it pretty quiet over here. Yeah, healing and a card. I'm right there with you in the outer space dimension and of still being connected to Earth and the blue sky. I love those episodes where Sonic was hiding somewhere in the episodes. You had to find him. Oh my gosh! I almost forgot about that. That is so cool. Too bad kids' cartoons aren't that cool anymore. Yes, Horde brother. Okay, you know what? Let's use Shira for a message for all of us going into the new year. I'll do a little healing. You don't have to stick around for the healing. You guys can go about your way and just know that the healing will get to you if you want it to. So, yeah, let's pull a Shira card. And if I have to pull a Clarifier using my Hello Kitty playing cards, I will. What message can we take into 2020? Hindsight's 2020. 2020 vision. Actually, I have 2020 in this eye and 2015 in this eye. I got Hawkeye vision. Which is funny because both my parents are blind as bats, so I don't know how I came out with perfect vision. Okay. Must have been a cross in the DNA. Okay, our message going into 2020. Shira, help us out. Ooh. We have Shadow Weaver. She is the keeper of secrets and black magic. So it's almost like the moon card. So let's go ahead and pull a Clarifier from Hello Kitty. Shadow Weaver to me is the moon card. So what can we take from Shadow Weaver? What do you mean for 2020? What are you trying to say? Ooh. Okay. Did the mailman have great eyesight? Who knows? I always think I got mixed up with like a really awesome family at the hospital. But anyway, like my awesome family has like this like whatever little wolf child, and that actually belongs to my parents. Okay, so you have Shadow Weaver, who is the keeper of secrets and black magic, and then you have the Joker, but you have Hello Kitty in black and white. There's another Joker card where she's in full color. So to me, this is also shadow. So here you have shadow and shadow. So that's kind of a loud and clear message to me that going into 2020, just like I said, you know, 2020 vision, hindsight is 2020. The 2020, this whole new decade, basically, is going to be really taking a look at the things that maybe we haven't been seeing too well. Maybe we've been ignoring, kind of like my dad or my boyfriend's dad. Maybe to not that extreme, but you know, things that we've been putting off and saying other things have been more important. So those things that maybe we keep tucked away are a little too difficult to deal with right now. Yes, we are entering the 20s. So it's, I believe that the message is just to make sure that you work on those things, work on the shadow, work on those things that haven't been brought to light for some time, or those things that you do acknowledge that are there, but maybe have just and over them, it's really time to take a deeper look into those things for 2020. It really is the 2020 vision, the hindsight's 2020. Now you have, well, we're in 2020. Since the year you were born, you know, whenever that was, you have all of these years to now look back on, all of these lessons, and you get to say, damn, I've learned a lot. I have a lot in my toolkit now. So all of these things that I have ahead of me, I can take a look at them with a magnifying glass and say like, okay, this is similar to this thing that happened in the past. This is similar to this. I do have the tools to deal with this, instead of just looking at it from afar being like, wow, that's crazy. It's like, okay, let's take a look at it piece by piece. And if we break it apart that way, with a fine tooth comb, then it's going to be easier to deal with things. And yeah, 2020 is going to help us with that. It says, ooh, that resonates, and maybe do the musical Chicago. Ooh, absolutely for me as well. Thank you for this draw. It makes so much sense to me. So yay, I'm glad. And so, you know, that's also a message for me too, you know, because I know that there are things that I've been putting off in lieu of my other things that I'm busy doing. But I think it's time that I take a good hard look at those things, because I think it might answer questions that I have. You know, by really looking at myself in more detail and the things that have occurred and other people and, you know, things like that. So yay, that is our message with a old-timey Hello Kitty and Shadow Weaver. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little healing for you guys. You are, yes, 2020, rah, rah, rah. So you guys are more than welcome to stay in the chat. This lasts about a minute or less. I just do like a quick little healing, and let's have the energy that comes towards you be clearer vision. I'm sending you guys clearer vision. That's what I want to send you guys. So if you're open to it, you just have to say it in the comments, or say it out loud, or just say it in your brain. And you can go about your day. You can stay in the chat. You can leave the chat. It's totally up to you. Just know that if you're open to it and you want that energy to come to you, it will come to you. Okay? So, oh, you're very welcome, Rachel. So here we go. This is for clearer vision in 2020. Clear that vision. All right, guys. I'm wishing you an awesome, awesome 2020. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's Eve. And a very, very, very early happy Chinese New Year, year of the raton, year of the rats. You're welcome, Pink Skies, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And if you have family over, you know, send you some, you know, good vibes there. You know, have fun with your families and your friends, and yeah, just have a good time. And if you're hanging by yourself, well, I'm sending you comfy blankie vibes headed your way. So yay, yes, happy news, happy New Year's. Lady Knight said, I felt that there's some work waiting for me and my vision. Thank you very much. You are very welcome. Yes, and we will see you next Saturday. So thank you so much, you guys. I knew that, you know, there possibly wouldn't be a whole lot of people today just because I know you guys are all busy doing things, you know, as expected. It's a busy time of year. So I really do appreciate you guys coming by. So have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, morning or evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. Or maybe even a good morning, in which case you need to go to bed. And anyway, so see you guys in 2020. Next time I see you, it'll be next year. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye.